Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am creating this glowy, bronzy, juicy look for summer. I felt like really summery today, like I'm wearing a summer dress. I need something fresh and glowy and juicy for today, just to kind of match my mood and my dress. And for this I used new products I got this week, so I've been playing with those a bit. So I can already give you a little review, at least my thoughts about these products. There's only one thing that I'm using for the first time with you on camera, and then I'm using other products that I had for a while in my collection. I just shopped my stash. If you want to see how I created this look and hear what are my thoughts about these newer products, please keep on watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to do so and join the family. It's a nice little community here. We're cozy and chill. For those who don't know, I'm almost 32 weeks pregnant now. We can talk about that too. If you have any questions, you can ask me anything. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get started. Alright, before starting, I want to mention the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mask. I forgot how good this is. I used it a few days ago while I was actually editing the previous video, and I looked at my skin and was like, oh my skin looks so dry and I look like I have more lines. I was so pissed that I went in my bathroom and fetched for this mask. And I got it during the sales, and I should have bought more because this is so good, guys. And I used it again this morning. I actually put back the sheet mask in the sachet because there was tons of leftover product. Let it soak there, and this morning I had a second use out of it. So this is something, you know, you should keep in mind, like when you invest in those products, because there's so much product, you don't want it to go to waste. My skin feels nice, bouncy, hydrated, and glowy. I'm gonna start with the Elia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. I have the shade ST11 Matira. Really love the finish. I love that it has SPF 40, and it lasts all day on my skin. So I have dry to normal skin, and the shade is perfect. Give it a shake. My hair behind the ears. And I'm filming in the morning. It's a gorgeous day, so hopefully the light is good. Usually I have to wait in the afternoon in this room, so the light is a tiny bit better, but let me know down below what you think. So let's apply a good pump. A little bit on the ears, why not? And then I like to take it a bit on the neck too. I find it has a nice coverage for a skin tint. And for like SPF, this is perfect. I feel like I might need to get a darker shade for this summer, but I'm gonna wait because right now this one is perfect. And if you're curious, in the Iliad Skin Serum Foundation, I am the shade SF5 Selena, just for reference. And this is Clean Beauty, so even better. But my skin feels super hydrated, it's glowy, it has a nice little tint now. Like honestly, on days, you know, during the weekend, I just put that a little bit of concealer and maybe a tiny bit of bronzer. Blush if I'm extra, but I don't even need that. Like I want to put that on my face right when I wake up in the morning after my skincare and call it a day because it's such a nice product. Okay. For concealer, I finally got the Kosas Revealer Concealer, super creamy and brightening concealer. I saw online many reviews because I was trying to figure out my shade, and I heard that it runs really yellow. That's too bad because so that's the box it comes in. Super nice. And that is the actual packaging. I'm sure you saw that online already. Very nice component. I think they did a great job. It looks really cool. So I was okay. Am I shade 4, 3.5, you know, because I have warm skin, like, or warm neutral, I would say. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure, but because it runs yellow, I'm gonna take the one that is meant for cool tone skin. So that way, maybe I'll get a neutral. And I'm not far, but it's still really yellow for something that is meant for a cool undertone skin tone. I got the shade 03. It's perfect for me right now. So if you have a pink undertone, I don't know guys, and I've been using it for a few days now and I love it on this. I don't wear any foundation. I just really like the formula. It's really good. It lasts, it doesn't crease, it looks nice and hydrated under the eyes. I think they really need to work on their shade range because this is a really good concealer and I like when a concealer is brightening. I have a feeling it oxidizes a tiny bit, so it might seem a bit light right now, but I'm gonna put it like wherever I want to brighten a tiny bit the face. Blend it with my tiny little sponge here. And I have a zit here that I should cover, but I think I'm gonna use something with more coverage. This one has a nice coverage, but it's still light. It's still very natural. But I like to use it to brighten under the eyes. See how it got darker? I don't know if you can tell, but... And if you want more coverage, you can leave it a little bit like this and blend it after a minute. It's a little trick I learned. Let me know if you're fair, like which one did you pick? Did you pick like the first shade? I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath Labs LM10 on that little visitor here. This is a full coverage concealer. And LM10 is a good shade for my summer shade on the face. So I'm going to show you the skin right now. This is nice and glowy. And we're looking really dewy and hydrated under the eyes, which I like. We're going to use a tiny bit of powder. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, #1. With my Wayne Goss favorite brush to use under the eyes. I wonder if this was limited edition. That's the one with a squirrel, blue squirrel hair. It's really good, it's really soft, and it's really good for under eye powder. And I haven't used that powder for a long time, but this is really nice. Just to set a tiny bit here. Here, we'll put some on that zit here. And wherever I don't want to shine too much. For bronzer, I got my NARS Laguna liquid bronzer out from my stash, and I've been really enjoying it lately, so I just want to use it with you on camera. I think they still have it. I'm sure they have it at Shoppers in the beauty boutique. So, and I'm gonna use it with the e.l.f. small stipple brush, 1 drop. And you can easily build up the intensity. I like to start slowly. This is a beautiful shade. And on days you want your skin to look ultra glowy, this is perfect. It's blending super easily. Whatever is left on the brush I put on the nose and under, right here, on the forehead. And the neck if you want to go down a tiny bit, because my neck never gets tanned. I don't want to look weird like between my chest that is a bit tan and my face, and my neck is white. So I just do that very lightly. There's barely any product on it. Quickly done my eyebrows off camera. For this I use my Rowan Beauty Vogue Brow just to balance a little bit in the front. And then I used the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. That's in the shade... This is so tiny. Yeah, I think it's Supermodel. And this I got out of my stash and started to play again with it. It gives you like super feathery, fluffy, bushy eyebrows. So you have to be a bit careful how you use it. But I've been really enjoying it again lately, so I just wanted to mention it. For blush, the only Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush that I haven't tried yet is the shade 06 Daiquiri Dip, which is a beautiful poppy shade. I almost have all of them. I will give you a little beauty roundup and maybe in the next video. But this for summer, when I'll be even more tan, I think will be gorgeous. And today, well, I'm in this mood of like, you know, corally red pink. So I think it will look very pretty. Not that I want to be matchy-matchy, but I just want my makeup to reflect my mood, you know, and I want my makeup to influence my mood. And I want to be in the orangey, red, juicy tone. So let's do that. Every time I use my brush into these guys, like I end up with so many little hairs, whether the brush is clean or not, like it ends up like getting a bit filthy in there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with my finger and try to save it as much as I can. And I'm gonna go with my finger. This on the lips will be really pretty too, but I have something else I want to try, so let's see. I'm just gonna apply this, and it looks a bit scary first. Like this, and here. Focusing on half the apple cheeks, and we're gonna blend that right away. And that's very pretty. I think this on darker skin tones would be super cute too. Gives you that sunburnt effect. Just blend, blend, blend. And finish on the nose. And if you feel like you went a bit too far, you can take your sponge and just blend. I like to do that. Blend all around. Voila, I think it looks super pretty. A nice little flush, you know? I could even add more if I was listening to myself. But we're gonna stay there. We're gonna leave it at that. For a highlighter, I finally got the Elia Daylight Highlighting Powder. So I'm gonna use it with you for the first time on camera. Skin that looks like skin, a clean, talc-free, finely mild powder that delivers an illuminating glow. Let's take a look at that packaging. That's the box, and this is the packaging. I really like Ilia's packaging. I think it's really minimalist and simple, and I like it. And I got the shade Decades. So this is how it looks like on the pan. And they have a darker shade, but I got this one. Let's do a little swatch. That's very pretty. Very subtle, but I think you can make it more intense. It really melts onto my skin. You can barely see it. I'm going to use my Sephora Pro Highlight Brush, number 98. Let's apply it right there and diffuse it. Little C shape here. Oh, that's very pretty. Kind of makes me think of the Hourglass highlighters. It's very nice because it doesn't look powdery. Very pretty. Okay, oop, just in between the eyes. I'm gonna zoom you in. I think it looks super pretty. And now I applied it on a base that is quite hydrated, you know. So I'm curious to see how it will go on top of our other foundations. But so far, I think it's beautiful. It did not grip onto the skin. So far, so good. Alright, let's play with eyeshadows. I just applied a bit of my Cover FX Power Play Concealer onto the lid, just to prep them, hide the little veins, and the skin looks a tiny bit more even. I think it works really well for that. And for today, I wanted to play again with the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Sublime Bronze Ambition eyeshadow palette, the mini one. I haven't played with this palette for a very long time, and this is ridiculous. I probably played twice with it, and it's such a pretty eyeshadow palette. I don't know if you guys got this one, but I was feeling like gold tones today, so here are the shades. You know what, I'm gonna start with the shiny and then I'll work the crease. We're gonna do that a bit reverse today. And I like that there is a mirror in both palettes. I really like how both palettes are built. And let's do the copper shade, which is called Copperized, which I will compare to the Divine Rose 2 when this lovely palette gets here. I'm just going to apply that shade with my finger. Look at that, it's so pretty. Now I'm gonna go onto the crease, into the crease with the shade Throwing Shade right here. This pretty color. I'm using a Wing Goss number 16. And I'm gonna go really lightly onto the pan first and work the shade into the crease. And it's a beautiful transition color. Yeah, I'm gonna use the same shade on my lower lash line. And this is a Kiko Milano pencil brush number 60. I had that for a long time, so I don't know if it still make it. And I'm gonna go with the same shade in the outer corner. These shadows are so buttery. Do a little bit of the wing with it. Blend with the finger. Then I'm gonna go to the shade Gold Rush with my pinky. I'm gonna place it in the inner third and then maybe the center. We'll see. And in the inner corner, I'm gonna go with the shade Guilt Trip. Very pretty inner corner highlight. And then with a clean brush, this is a Sony G Crease Pro brush, but I'm gonna use it under the eye just to blend what we put here. Voila, for this palette, that is all. I need to revisit my Pat McGrath Labs palettes. I told you that, and I'm doing so. Obviously, I do my makeup more often than I film, and this one is a very pretty one. Very pretty if you have it. It's a nice, like, easy one to use. Okay, for my pencil, I'm gonna use my Milk Makeup Longwear Gel Eyeliner in the shade CEO. It's a nice matte brown. Put it in the waterline. And I'm going to tight line with it quickly. For this, I need to look in my mirror and hold my lashes. And we're gonna quickly curl the lashes. I'm using my I'm losing my voice. I'm using my Little Lashes eyelash curler. Okay, and for mascara, I have a new one that I've been using for a few days now, just because I wanted to give you a little mini review slash, you know, my thoughts on it. That is the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. So this comes with two sides, and you have the volume side and the curl and length side. So what I've been doing is I start with the volume side, which has this kind of brush. I like the size of a brush, and the bristles are really coating all my lashes. Alright, so that's the volume side. I'm going to zoom you in for a little before and after. I think it really does work. I'm quite impressed with it, but I like to play with both sides. So now we're going to use the curl and length. And for this, the brush has a little curve, Same kind of like plastic bristles. Alright, and this is how it looks like with length and curl on top of a volume. And I have to say, you have to work pretty fast if you want to add on the length and curl. Like, don't wait too much. Like, I applied just the volume side on the bottom lashes. I think this works great, and what I like the most about it is it doesn't smudge. I wore it all day long yesterday. It was really hot. I was running errands, and I was quite sweaty. I was hot. It did not smudge like until the end of the day. It was like probably midnight when I went to bed, and I had no raccoon eyes. So this is for me something really positive. I'm always looking for this in my mascaras. What I'm not so keen about is those kind of brushes, like plasticky brushes. I tend to poke my eye if I'm like in a hurry, and then I have a mess, and it's really hard. You know, usually the technique is you have to let it dry, do something else for a while, and then go back with a little Q-tip or your blending brush and blend it away. And usually with mascaras it does, but with this one it's really hard. So if you mess up, you have to basically redo your concealer. Just yeah, you have to be careful, but that's probably why also it lasts like all day. So, you know, a bit of positive and negative at the same time, but overall I think this is a great mascara if you want volume. The length, yes, but I think especially volume, like it gives a ton of volume. They say that for the length they have in the formula, they have gripping waxes and 5mm fibers. So for sure it's going to help, but once again, you want to work fast. You don't want to work too long, and then otherwise it's gonna get clumpy. My lashes are not that short, but right now they're not at their best. I don't know if it's pregnancy, but here you can see like they're quite long, and sorry to zoom you out and in, you're gonna feel sick. And if you know my channel, if you know me, I don't wear false lashes very often. It has to be like a really, like a dramatic look I'm creating, or like a very special event. But usually I just want to find a mascara that gives me length, like that gives me volume, that gives me everything. And this one is really good. I haven't tried the new Marc Jacobs yet, so I heard great things about it. I'm part of the influencer program, and they said that I might get the Vox box, so I'm not sure. I'm still waiting, so maybe I won't get it and I'll have to buy it. But so far, this one, just because, well, it gives me this result, and on top of that it doesn't smudge, I'm quite impressed, And now I think we just have the lips, and for this I got the TOWER28 Shine On Lip Jelly in the shade Fire. I think this is such a pretty shade for summer, and I hesitated. There was another one. I think it's kind of a purplish tint. Like, it looks really pretty too. The one with the sparkles, like I think it's called Magic. I can't find anywhere. It's sold out online, and in stores they don't even have it on display. Like, they just have like the other colors. Yeah, I went in stores actually, and you know, it's good. They're very precautious. They are very careful. All the staff is wearing masks, and I have to say it's really hard to shop because, well, obviously you can't swatch. The testers are out, sort of, but you can't really touch them. You can't swatch. You can't try. So it's really hard to pick shades if you don't know the product you want to purchase ahead of time. You know, it's kind of tricky. It's a different shopping experience. Anyway, I've used this now for a few days, and I love the formula. Love the formula. I think it lasts. It's very nice on the lips. The color is like a nice little tint. It's not too intense, so let's apply it. This is how the applicator looks like, kind of like a paddle shape. I really like the clear tube. I think it looks really pretty. And if you notice, like, you don't get any like goopy stuff like on this part here, which I find really nice and rare. So the packaging is great. I did not notice like a particular scent. Just I think it gives you that orange popsicle vibe. It feels juicy. And you can just put another layer if you want a tiny bit more color. But I really fell in love with the formula. And look at that, it looks super glossy, super pretty. So that is the shade Fire once again. So see, it's not too orangey, so if you were scared about that. And I think, well, I'm curious to try more because, yeah, the formula, once again, is really good. So that is the final look. What do you think? I think it looks pretty, it looks glowy. The eyes, you know, I haven't done a bronze eye look for a while now, so yeah, I really like it. I think it's nice, it's easy to wear. Those Pat McGrath Labs shadows are easy, buttery, they're very nice. The skin looks glowy. I really like the highlighter. I'm curious to try it on a different base because, well, this with my Iliad Super Serum Skin Tint, like it's a very glowy, juicy base, you know, so I wonder how it will behave on top of something a tiny bit more matte. Not that I wear matte foundations often, if ever, but well, sometimes. But I think it looks really pretty, like it's a subtle, soft, focused glow, and once again they have a darker shade. And I'm still really curious about the bronzer. I'd like maybe to try the bronzer. And then, well, the cream blushes from Fenty Beauty, they're all very pretty. You can build up the intensity, so I could use a tiny bit more if I wanted to. Right now I think it's just well balanced, so I'm not gonna add on. The mascara, well, I talked a lot about it, so I'm not gonna spend too much time. I think I like it. Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows, it's something if you want feathery, bushy brows, it's really, really good. And they stay put. All day long. Well, the Kosas Concealer, I love that concealer. I've been using it non-stop since I got it. Now I think they really need to work on their shade range, work on their cool tones, because, and darker shades as well. They need more shades, basically, because this is an excellent formula and this is a clean concealer. So I think there's a lot of people looking for clean makeup. And yeah, Kosas, if you listen, beautiful formula. You need more shades, more cool tones, like real cool tones, and darker shades as well. I think that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It means a lot to me. And subscribe to my channel. And follow me on Instagram, join the family. I hope you have a great one. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.